You know I love you down, but I can't miss you if you're always around. Yeah. You know I love you down, but I can't miss you if you're always around.
Hello. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. If you have not subscribed, please tap that subscribe button. Only takes a moment and it's free. Thank you in advance. Okay, so today's video is about This Is Us. This is season 4, episode 7, so the very last episode. I took notes. As you know, for those of you who watch my channel, I always take notes because my memory sucks. So I took a few notes, not many, so I won't be super detailed into the show, but still I will say spoiler alert. So if you have not watched the show, I'm probably gonna say some things that happen in the show, FYI. Okay, so you know how This Is Us goes back and forth in time, so it shows us the Pearson kids growing up, or something that happens while they were growing up while Jack was still alive. So that's the way that we interact and get to know who Jack was. So in this episode, it was talking about Jack. He kind of developed a jealousy of Randall's teacher. Randall had a black teacher, and he was just intrigued by his teacher, and he was learning more about himself as a black kid, a black male kid at that. And so that they were kind of going back and forth with that. And today's time, Deja and Malik, Deja's little boyfriend Malik, who has a daughter, that being a part of the issue. So Randall didn't really want Deja dating Malik, but of course she still, was talking to him, dealing with him anyway. And they decided to skip school. It was Malik's idea, but she agreed to it, so that's why I say they decided. It was cute, but it wasn't cute at the same time, just because as an adult, you see the bigger picture. When we're teenagers, I personally skipped school a few times. Not proud of that, though. If I could tell my younger self some advice, don't skip school. Do your best. It's not worth it. Go to school. But, hey. Anyway, so Deja and Malik have this cute little day out where he's showing her the town. There was nothing really inappropriate. It was very age appropriate, and that's what I appreciate about this show. There are so many TV shows on right now where the teenagers are acting like adults. When I say that, like any other show, kids skipping school mean that they were trying to do smoke, drink, have sex, all that. It really wasn't about that, and I appreciate that about this show, that this was not about sex. It was not about him just trying to get some, or vice versa, or whatever. It was literally just him having this crush on this girl that he thinks is just beautiful, and he just wants to show her his town. She's been in Philadelphia for a little while, but she hasn't seen it the way that he enjoys it. So he was just showing her around, showing her some things, letting her, try some of his favorite foods, and taking her to his favorite places, and it was really cute. There was one thing that Deja said that I thought was really interesting. She told him, there was a part where they were in a park or something, and she was telling him that nobody looks at her the way that he looks at her. He looks at her. I get what she was saying. It was kind of like one of those romance movies where it's like, nobody looks at me the way that you do. Yeah, in real life, I have yet to have that happen, so I thought it was really cute. You could see his infatuation with her. He really likes her. And his parents, granted this is just a show, did a good job with him. Granted, he made a mistake and he has a daughter, but he is a good kid. And he shows her that he likes her in the cutest ways. And when she was talking about the way that he looked at her, it was like, you guys have something great, and I'm really rooting for them. They're young, but they can be in love right now. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily in love, but just heading to that place to where he was talking about how long his parents had been together and how long his grandparents were together, and so on and so forth. And that's the type of love I think that TV needs to be putting out there again. TV is a big influencer. So if people start to see that more, and I love that it's black love. I love that. Start to see that more instead of flings here, flings there, one night stand. Stop pumping that up. Start back pumping up long relationships, 60-year marriages, and people still happy. Start pumping that back up. So I was happy about that. Now let's get to the nitty gritty of this episode, okay? Because you also had two parents basically trying to defend their kid. Because so there's a dinner that takes place that's supposed to get the parents together. Okay, so both of our kids skip school together. Let's get together and see what we can do about this. Basically was the premise of this dinner. And so you have Randall in the beginning of the show. He like unhinged. He like, yeah, I'm ready for the dinner. But he hype in a way that Beth was like, I need you to calm down and be open-minded. She basically was trying to tell him to reel it on in. We're going to hear them out. We're going to try to handle this in a mature manner, right? That was Beth's initial whatever. Now, on the flip side, Malik's parents are on the drive and the mama is unhinged and she just like, we don't know, she kind of defensive. And then the dad is chill. He like, well, Malik told me, that it was his idea. So, and he apologized. So it was really him. It wasn't her, it wasn't the girl. So fast forward, the parents arrive and it's like a meet and greet, right? So the funny thing is, how they say kids say the darndest things, and kids don't have a filter, especially small kids. So the youngest daughter, I cannot think of her name, when they first got there, she's standing on the stairs. She's like, is it weird that he has a kid? Ma'am, you was not supposed to say that. You know how when you get older, what it's an elephant in the room, but you're not supposed to say nothing? Yeah, small children, they don't have that filter. They say whatever, and that was funny. She was like, is it weird that he has a kid? Like, ma'am, hush. So that was funny. And then she had another moment where she was like, I'm skipping around, but they were all at the table, and the baby started crying or something, and the middle girl, because I didn't write this down, I can't think of her name, the middle girl goes over to help him with the baby, and the little one says, well, if he has a daughter and he's dating Deja, doesn't that make Deja kind of like the stepmom? Everybody was like, no, it does not. But at that point, everybody's emotions was on a high, so I'm going to backpedal. So the parents get there, Malik's parents get there, everybody trying to be cordial. Randall and the dad have a moment off to themselves, right? The dad kind of said something like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he kind of made it like he felt like Randall and them thought they were better than them. And so Randall goes over and says to Beth, I think we bougie. She was like, we are bougie. We are, and it's okay, And she's like, but open-minded. Remember, open-minded. So he like, okay. And he, they have a moment as men in the kitchen where they're looking at their kids. And I really like Malik's dad and how he handled things, because he was seeing how uncomfortable Randall was with his daughter being so comfortable with the baby. So Malik is, holding his baby. All the kids are on the couch. He's holding the baby. He gives the baby to Deja. So Deja holding the baby, and everybody's like, oh, she's so cute. If it's a baby in the room, everybody just like, oh my God, look at the baby. So it's kind of like that. And Randall just standing there looking like, he don't know what to do with himself, because his daughter is dating someone who has a daughter, right? This baby belongs to the boy that his daughter's dating. So he just kind of at a loss, and you can see it on his face. Well, Malik's dad kind of breaks the ice, and it's like, it's hard to see them grow up, and we don't, no longer have control over how things go, or something to that extent, something like that. And so that broke the ice for them. They started talking, getting along, cool, chilling, whatever. Well, upstairs, Beth was giving Malik's mom a tour of the house, and So they started talking, and she kind of threw some shade at Deja. And it was like, ma'am, you're a parent, so you already know you can't throw shade at another parent about their kid and expect them to be chill about it, you know. So Beth kind of give her this look like, no, that's my baby, that's my child, that's my daughter, she's our daughter. We aren't looking at her like how whatever you talking about, because she brought up the fact that they just got Deja a couple of years ago, and you know, how is that or something, just trying to bring up Deja's past or whatever. That didn't sit well with Beth. Beth looking at her like she could have stole off on her, like, watch your mouth when you talking about my kid. And so fast forward, they go back downstairs. Everybody's still trying to be cordial, and Beth pulls Randall into the closet, in the pantry closet. Tells him she needs his help. Pull him in the pantry closet, pulls out some wine. And listen, when I say this is the funniest scene of this whole episode, because that's so real. Like, I'm trying to calm down, but I want to give you a heads up that it's about to get real, and I'm about to pop off, okay? That's a mama bear for you, okay? She done came in my kid. She done shaded my kid. I can't with her, okay? So I'm about to get real, and I just want you to know. But while I'm hyped, this is the thing about a woman, and a mother at that. She hyped already because you was shading her daughter, but she drinking wine too. So she got her wine bottle. She ain't put it in no cup. She just taking it to the head, okay? It is nothing that Randall can say to her in this moment to calm her down. There was no calming her down because she's in straight mommy mode. All she knows is to her, you're attacking her kid, and you're making her kid seem like she's the bad guy, and she wasn't. Really, neither one of them were. They just made a poor decision. They're kids at the end of the day. That's just really what it is. They're teenagers. That's really what it was. Plain and simple. But now you have parents involved, and each parent is like, I'm protecting mine. You know, so that's a clash thing right there, because each parent is defensive. So then fast forward towards the end where they put the kids out. Basically, we finna handle this because it got to an escalated point. So all y'all go upstairs. When Beth stood up, I was like, Randall, get your girl. I'm talking to the TV screen. Randall, get your girl, because it's about to get lit. And it did. It got really intense because it's like, you trying to blame my kid. I ain't really blaming your kid, but how about we just keep our kids away from each other? Like, it got to that point. But I said earlier that I like Malik's dad. Let me tell you something else Malik's dad did. There was a moment where it seemed like they were just putting it all on Malik, right? Without getting to know him, they don't know nothing about Malik. They just see a kid, a teenager with a daughter, a baby. So that's basically what they were going off of. He came to his son's defense, and I mean, I wish there were more fathers that involved. Like, he put Randall on Front Street too, because he was like, I seen you eyeballing my tattoos. And so he took off his shirt and showed him all of them. He was like, this ain't just art. I was in the game. I was doing this, I was doing that, but I stopped to be a good parent. I stopped and I turned my life around. So I'm not gonna let you or nobody else shame me for who I used to be. But if you want a piece of that, keep talking about my son, keep coming at my son. I love every part of Malik's father. Bomb.com to me. He a businessman. He making the best out of life that he possibly can. He turned his life around, like he was saying. So I like Malik's dad, and I like the way he stood up for himself and his family. But let me tell you, them two mamas, Randall had to grab Beth and start slowly pulling her back, and Malik daddy had to do the same thing, slowly pulling it. Because let me tell you something, mamas is a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? Mamas will go to bed in a way that they don't even know. You know, you start talking about my kid, it's a whole nother game. So anyway, this episode was really good. This Is Us is always good. This Is Us, every episode. I have yet to watch an episode where I was like, I could have had a V8. No, every episode of This Is Us is always good and leaves you anticipating the next episode. So I'm going to leave it at that. If I missed something that happened in this episode that stood out to you, leave it in the comment section and we will talk about it there. Until next time. Wait. I know I brought it up earlier, but did you subscribe? Okay, you did. If not, please tap that subscribe button. Share this video. Share any of my videos with family, friends, whomever. I'll appreciate it. I appreciate you viewing. Have a good day. And until next time, I holla.
You know I love you, Dad.